He looked at me from that wheelchair, calm, unreadable, and rich enough to buy silence. But that night, his silence cracked and everything around us shattered with it. I can still see my mother's trembling hands as she placed mine in his, calling it a sacrifice. I called it something quieter. They said he couldn't walk, but his mind could run circles around anyone. A tech tycoon, 10 years older, paralyzed after a car crash. That's how they introduced him. His money had gravity, and my parents fell into its pull without resistance. And me? I let myself sink because sometimes survival doesn't look brave. It looks like surrender. He was polite, composed, and frighteningly observant. His words sliced like silk, soft but sharp. He never yelled or hit. He didn't need to. He owned the air I breathed. Every move I made was calculated, every smile rehearsed, every word chosen to keep the peace. Then came the wedding night. The room was cold, sterile, filled with the scent of money and emptiness. White sheets, chrome furniture. No warmth, no heart. I braced for awkward silence, but instead he stood. Yes, he stood. No limp, no struggle. Just slow, deliberate steps. He looked at me and said, "Never believe everything you're told." That's when it hit me. The wheelchair wasn't his weakness. It was his weapon. And I wasn't his wife. I was his experiment. Days blurred into a routine built on lies. He tested me constantly, my loyalty, my patience, my silence. Some nights I'd wake to find the camera slightly moved, drawers opened, questions hidden inside casual conversations. He wanted control. I wanted freedom. Then came her. A message on his tablet, half buried under business files, "Miss you last night." Simple, careless, but deadly. I didn't confront him. Not yet. Instead, I started watching back passwords, calls, travel logs, patterns he thought I'd never notice. He'd been seeing her for months, his assistant, Claire. She was everything I wasn't allowed to be, loud, confident, alive. And he was everything she thought she'd stolen from me, powerful, charming, untouchable. But I knew better. He wasn't untouchable. He was predictable. So I let him think he still held the power. My first move was small. I volunteered to help with his company's charity foundation, something the board admired. He smiled, thinking I was finally settling in. That gave me access to his emails, private accounts, hidden investors. His empire wasn't as clean as he made it seem. Offshore accounts, fake names, silent deals. I copied everything without a sound. My second move was emotional. I recorded every late-night conversation, every cruel remark, every manipulative word. Gaslighting, control, proof. And then came the third move, Claire. A bouquet showed up at her office, supposedly from him. Inside the note, "You'll never replace her. She knows everything." By morning, Claire had quit. A week later, she filed a complaint for emotional abuse. The media smelled blood and the board needed someone to blame. I made sure they found him. Tonight, I sat across from the same man who once pretended to be broken. Only now, he truly was. His company's accounts frozen. His board against him. His affair exposed. His reputation in ashes. He stared at me, disbelief cracking through his pride. "You did this," I smiled. "You taught me how to lie." He laughed, short and bitter. "You'll regret this." I shook my head. "No, you will." Because what he didn't know, what no one knew, was that I'd already sent his biggest secret to a journalist. By morning, the headline would drop, "The billionaire who faked his disability to manipulate investors." When I married him, I disappeared. But tonight, I became untouchable. He willed himself away, this time for real. Shock has a way of taking a man's strength. I watched him roll down the marble hallway, swallowed by the echoes of his own lies. For the first time in years, I felt peace. My parents still call sometimes, asking if I'll ever give him another chance. I just tell them, he's walking his own path now. They don't get it. But he does. The night I left, I looked back at the mansion one last time. The windows glowed like open wounds, bleeding gold light into the dark. Everything inside, his pride, his empire, his secrets, was burning. Slowly, beautifully. I didn't cry. Tears are for people without power. He once told me, people in wheelchairs always find a way to rise. He was right. Only this time, I was the one who rose. And when he finally discovered who replaced him in his company, his reputation, his world, it was already too late. Because that person was me.